Swede Garage. Finally got to start to show you guys some of my 1965 Ford Falcon footage. Kind of a cool story. I've had this thing for a couple months. I picked it up from a guy that came into my barbershop for a haircut, and we started talking about cars. And he told me that he had this old car sitting in his driveway for 20 years. He was looking to get rid of it. So naturally, being a car guy, I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's a 65 Ford Falcon." I was like, "Is it a two-door V8? He said, "No, it's a four-door straight six." And I said, "Still cool." So I struck a deal with him. He was sitting under these giant pine trees for, like I said, like 20 years. He did have it covered. Remarkably great condition, considering like all the pine needles and like mice didn't even get into it. So this episode, we're gonna dragging it home, kind of show you where I picked it up from, and then unloading it, getting to the shop, and getting it running, accidentally getting it driving, but we'll get into that. The transmission works. We got some other stuff ahead in the episodes coming up, but kind of get it running, cleaned up, and hope you guys enjoy. She didn't want to come easy, but we got it. Front wheels don't spin, but that's the fortunately we were on concrete, so it just slid right onto the trailer. Look at the sun, the way the sun hits that golden hue. Well, here she is. This is the 65 four-door Falcon. Standard, no extra fancy trim, but yeah, it's really straight. Very little rust. Needs a headliner. But yeah, it's pretty cool gold color. He had it covered for like 20 years in his driveway. I cut his hair. We started talking about old cars. He's like, "Oh, I got an old car in my driveway. I need to get rid of it." I was like, "Oh, really? What is it?" And well, this is what it is. Needs a little, like, seats aren't bad, so it needs a headliner. But pretty cool. Take a little look under the power barn here, as Derek Beery says. Oh yeah, straight six flavor. Looks like it's all there, which is awesome. It does turn over by hand. I was able to check that before I bought it, so it's not stuck. Needs a lightning cube. The carb is not locked up. I mean, probably still gonna be needing to be rebuilt, but took all the spark plugs out. You know, they're rich, but I don't see any like major obvious rust or anything. I'm gonna put some stuff down the cylinders just to let it soak a little bit, just because it's been sitting so long. And oh yeah, the oil looks pretty good actually. It's full. Got a little gas in it, but other than that, all good signs. Also check the transmission dipstick, and it actually doesn't look bad. I mean, it doesn't stink. Still has fluid. It's red. So, also another really good sign. Now that I got it off the ground and, well, really out of the pine needles and tarps, it's looking pretty dang straight. It's got a little weight reduction. I mean, similar to the Mustangs, but this right here, you see a little carpet. But that's, you know, it's about the size of my hand. And then there's a little bit on the other side too, but man, look at these fender wells. The fender lip looks great. Body lines are pretty awesome. Rockers, really nice. Pretty sweet little rig. I had a 64 and a 65 Ranchero at the same time. They were not this nice, so I got rid of them. Got cool tail lights. Oh yeah. It's got a cool rear view mirror. Same thing on this side. Solid fenders, rockers. Back there. It's hard to see. Oh, there I am. Shove this in there. Headliner, but man, the seat looked pretty good. I'm gonna pop the trunk, see what that looks like. Got the trunk key, ignition, and the gas cap key. Trunk key. This is the round one. Yeah, look at that. Still's got the plaid trunk liner. If that's stock, I don't know, but it's pretty freaking sweet. Got some tweeters up there. Look at that spare. That's an old guy. It's got a little air in it. I do believe that goes with the, oh, we got the jack. Nice. Yeah, overall, do not eat that. Yeah, it looks really nice. Inside the quarter panels, it was like a champagne color originally, and they painted it gold. But yeah, looking. Well, that worked pretty good. Got a chain going through this pole. Use the jimmy to push it in. First time it's been inside in, I don't know, probably 20 years. Let's see. 05, when I graduated high school. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's pretty close to 20 years. 19, call it 19. But man, it's a cool little rig. Give it the walk around now that we got some good lighting in the shop here and less noise. It's got a few boo-boos here and there, but look at those wheel wells. Rockers are good. Wheel well down here. Pretty cool. Yep, super straight little car. It's got about 1 billion spider webs in it. But besides this good crack, the rest of the interior is pretty good. Gotta get a new collar. This thing's falling off. But I think it's missing a dash pad and a headliner. But you know, it's like the window was down for a long time. There's window cranks. There's the rest of the door panel. So yeah, A little bit of work, but the back seat looks nice too. I don't know if this has been reupholstered or not. Take a look under the hood. Figure out how to open this. There we go. Oh yeah. Little straight six. I think it's a 170 something. I don't know. Yeah, it's got the integral. This intake manifold is cast with the head, so I think that means it's like smaller than the 200. But we'll worry about that later. Maverick 120 horsepower something. Little carburetor. Somebody told me that these have like a wire instead of a vacuum. Maybe this is a vacuum. It goes to the distributor. I don't know, but we'll figure that out. Ooh. This cleaner doesn't look half bad. It's got a frame on it from loud noises. It's got a frame on it from probably 2005. So I think this little bad boy's gonna run. I already put some juice down the cylinders and just let it sit for a couple days. It turned over by hand, but wanted to just make sure, get some varnish out of there or whatever. But I'm gonna unhook the fuel line, so just in case this pump works, which who knows. I don't know what's in the tank. Probably just varnish. So see if I can get the battery to turn it over. I might use my trigger thing to turn it over for a couple of tries. All right, I got this cardboard up to hopefully deflect some of that juice if it turns over. Got this hooked up, got a battery, see what happens. Not enough juice. All right, I'm gonna try that again. I think I got it hooked up the right way this time. Oh yeah, turns over easy. Maybe too easy. Okay, see if the key works. Hey, look at that. I've got an oil and an alternator light. See if the key turns the engine over. Nice. Horn work? Nope, no horn. Bummer. We have a fan. Something's moving in there, but I don't see any fan. Lights? Well, the high beams work. Let's see if the... Yep, the switch even works. Oh, well. Got one turn signal to sort of... Look at that. The tail lights work. My left blinker works at least. Oh, that's awesome. So pulled the cap off. Looks brand new in there. Rotor looks good. Condenser. So I think I'm just gonna throw some gas in this thing and see if it fires up. All right, before I waste the gas, see if we got any spark. Yep. Oh yeah. Man, it almost fired up in the, we got some acetone. Maybe it almost fired on that. It's gonna run, baby. I don't have a lot of gas, but I'm gonna try to put some down the vent tube here. I'm basically just getting that everywhere, so. A little bit of gas. Here we go. Well, apparently, it's in reverse, not park. Doggone it. Well, that's a good way to start the night. Bent that a little bit. Oh yeah. Pulled it out of the track. Well, I gotta work on a garage door tomorrow, so. Feel pretty stupid, but that's what these tests are for. All right, I'm gonna try this again. And you know, there's a lot of things I could have done different. Could have put my hand over the carb to choke it out. Could have pulled the power cable off, but they're both red. So that is not why they should both be red. Anyway, here we go. Probably out of gas now, but when it took off on me, it was only running on 5 cylinders because I forgot to put the spark plug back on. So I think this thing's gonna run pretty good. Okay, let's try this again and try not to die. Just gonna sit here and idle. Feel that fuel pump. I think that's gonna work. That's amazing. See, I should have done that before. Yeah, this thing's gonna run great. Let's burn off a little oil. Back here's a lot of crud. A lot of leaves and stuff. I should probably clean that up. So yeah, I'll go ahead and unhook the battery. Well, we know reverse works because I backed it into the garage door, so I'm an idiot. Oh well. It's like, oh, there's so many things I could have done different there. Yeah, I'm gonna stew on that for a while. Rookie mistake. But yeah, anyway, 65 Ford Falcon, here we go. All these nutshells and seeds and stuff came out of the tailpipe because there's probably a squirrel living in there. But yeah, now I feel like I need to work on the transmission linkage there so it doesn't go into reverse on me or anyone else. The only other thing I can think to check right now is the brake pedal. I assume it's not gonna have anything. Yep, and there it went to the floor. Wake up, little buddy. Okay, well, we knew that was coming. I'm gonna put a little air down that fuel line. See if I can hear it coming up the tank. It might be stuck up, plugged up. Well, it couldn't be too easy. We needed a challenge somewhere. can open it. It's got this cool plaid. It's kind of falling apart, but this is the coolest spare tire I've ever seen. Montgomery Ward. Road Guard bias. It looks brand new. Look at that. It's got some pebbles in it. Pretty sweet, huh? I'm using my camera to look down into the gas tank, and it actually doesn't look horrible. It looks like it's empty, which, you know, that's great. Still plugged up somewhere. I imagine the pickup sock is probably done. I'm gonna take the sender out, start there instead of dropping the whole tank. Somebody's been in here before, as you can see, the corroded brake or fuel line, and then these big old hose clamps. So yeah, we'll see what we're working with. Hopefully we can just clean it out. Well, I think we may have found the problem with the filler. That is plugged tight, but this moves pretty easy, so I think I could just clean this bad boy out. Alrighty, so I got some new fuel filters put on there and before the pump. Some new fuel line too, got the oil changed, put a new Wix filter on there, and some 1540 Rotilla diesel oil. It's good for these old engines. I got the fuel sending unit cleaned out and put back in, but I need to get a new float because yeah, that one's not gonna do, you know, float things. So got a new one of those coming, but in the meantime I put it back in. Let's see here. And then I installed this light right here. Installed this new clamp to keep the fuel line away from the muffler. It had a stock one back here, but it's broken, so it's not holding it anymore. But that'll help keep it away from the heat, and then also kind of keep the fuel line straight with the sending unit. I'm gonna put some stuff in the tank to kind of let it sit, soak in there. Meantime, I'm gonna take this muffler off because it was chock full of seeds and other stuff, a mouse house in there, so I'll see if I can clean it out. So I put a little gas in the tank, hooked up all the lines, had to get the air out of the, because it was like hydrolock, but pump's working. It's running. The accelerator pump leaks. But yeah, it's just running right along. I've had it running for a few minutes now. It looks like the temperature gauge is working. That's cool. Even this works. So, you know, when you need to smoke. Now, it was red before. That's cool. So yeah, it's just putzing right along. Gave the engine bay a nice, quick little wash. And yeah, still a lot of blue paint left, even on the intake manifold, which is cool. Picked up this carb rebuild kit from Napa. There's a part number. So mostly I just need a accelerator pump diaphragm, but I'll replace the needle and seat and stuff too, because it seems to be sticking, but we'll see what happens. The inside of this carb was surprisingly clean. Had a little bit of gunk, but the jet's not plugged up. Definitely needs an accelerator pump, but I'm just gonna do it, clean it up as best I can with it on the engine, because I don't think it needs much. All right, got the carb back together. I took that other fuel filter out. I feel like that was plugged. and yeah, see what happens here. Beautiful. A little accelerator. Oh yeah. That's what it needed. My daughter Charlotte and I just gave it a quick scrub. It's the twilight hour. Oh yeah. Little SOS pads on the chrome just to test it out, but you know, it's a 30 footer, 20 maybe. Not a bad little car.